Welcome back to our 40K Book Club. I am Decurio Iomhar, and today I am joined by Decurio Chamlan once again. We will be reviewing The Martyr's Tomb by Mark Collins. Before we get into this, though, if you like what we do, please consider joining our Patreon. In addition to getting to see our episodes 2 days early, you also get access to some of our bonus content and a chance to vote on what topic we cover next on our Lorecast. We also now have a Discord server, free to all that wish to join our growing community. Links in the description below. That out of the way, Chamlin, how you doing, man?
Well, I continue to exist, so that miserably.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Anyway, I'm doing fine.
No, you're not. Don't lie. Don't lie to these people.
I won't lie to these people. If you hadn't noticed, my voice might be a little off. I have what they call an upper respiratory infection during this recording. Don't worry, I'm having it taken care of. Such as it is, if you hear the occasional cough, sneeze, or I start to lose my voice, gasp of life, yeah, it's all part of the plan.
It's a perfect book for you to have an upper respiratory infection.
Oh, okay. All right. I like that. So hey, let's use that as a good segue.
You do if you call it a segue, it's not a good segue.
Eh, we're splitting hairs, and any good segue, regardless if it is known as a segue, is still a segue that is good.
If you keep saying the word segue, it's one of those words that loses all meaning. Like cuckoo.
Segue. What did you think about the cover art?
Um. So one, this guy's too blonde. Um. I'm not. He's too blonde.
He's a Dorn boy.
I don't care. He's too blonde. Also, Dorn wasn't blonde. He had white hair.
He was a platinum blonde.
Come the fuck on.
I mean, there is no such thing as just white hair.
Dude, you're telling me in 40K, the Emperor can't be like, no, you've got white hair.
I mean, Fulgrim had white hair.
There you go.
Let's be real.
Yeah, yeah.
I see the point, even though he is depicted both as a blonde and as a platinum blonde.
Yeah, I know. That's a whole thing. Same thing with Sanguinius having black hair. That's mentioned once in the Horus Heresy.
Huh.
Anyways, so like, this is more serviceable than previous cover arts. I can say that much at least. You've got, I'm going to butcher these names, but Canoness Lady. I'm not even gonna bother trying to butcher the names. You got Canoness Lady on the front. She's integral to the entire plot of the entire book. You've got the Rogue Trader Lady. She's integral to a fourth of the plot of the book. Maybe a fifth, honestly, but she's important.
So I got Canoness Irina, Cutler,
And Gaheris.
Gaheris.
Okay. And then you've got the main focus. Although I would have liked to see the cultists. Nobody really cares about cultists. They care about Marines. That's how you sell books.
Yeah.
You can tell the people who are here based on when you read further in the book, you can tell which Marines are which is good. I'm pretty certain that the one with the reaping sights was supposed to have. It's either a Catafari Terminator or it's the Pilgrim. Because I'm not going to call him by his actual name, because his actual name is lame.
And it is pronounced like you think it is.
It's like, oh, cool, this guy's just a noun. Those guys are always cool. Like, nah, he's got a name. They just call him the Pilgrim. It's like, you could have just called him the Pilgrim. You could have just been like, over 10,000 years.
It's like, I had a name.
His name.
Once.
It's like, yeah, but now I am merely a pilgrim. It's like, but no. No, this dude's got a name. His name is Ghoulson. It's fucking close enough.
Something grim, or
it's like Tool Grim or something.
Yeah, something Tool. That's right. I let me look at it. I mean, Gromulus Tool.
Yeah, exactly.
Gromulus Tool.
It's like, yeah, you are a tool, aren't you?
Yeah,
your name,
and it's not even spelled. Well, it should have been, but it was spelled 40KY.
Whatever. Either way, I think this is much more. I'm assuming this is the world, although this is a very nondescript world on this cover.
Yes, that is the word of Velula.
Why this is suddenly what's his name? The dude that did a lot of Pistol Foo, and he had like white doves in all of his movies. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Why do we have 15 doves on this cover? Well, it's more like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Where's the seventh one? Oh, there's 7. Okay, so I'm guessing the 7 doves are supposed to signify the seven of the chain. I'm getting into art critique at this point.
Yeah, okay, let's take a step back
Look,
there.
there are seven
I,
birds on this cover, and
I,
there's seven words
I graduated from Juilliard and I have things to say.
in the golden chain. I just think it's lame. You could have had the one. That's the only important part of her story, and it's just the one. It's not seven.
Yeah,
But I think this is much more serviceable. I don't really care for the skulls in the background.
yeah,
That's kind of like I think it's pretty lame, honestly. If there was a part of this cover that was lame, it's the skulls in the background. Like,
yeah.
come on,
So, anything else to add?
no,
Would you add anything, subtract anything?
man. I am desperately tired of Soritis and Black Templars. But that's getting to like the meat.
Yeah, I'm talking about the cover art, cover art, brother.
The cover art itself, the ship, her ship, the Rogue Trader's ship.
Oh,
Probably would have added that. You could put it in like a top. I would have I would honestly I would have removed Garrus. I'm gonna call him Garrus. I know it's Garrus, but it's Garrus. All right, he can go calibrate some cannons or whatever. I don't care. They could have removed Garrus from this, put the Rogue Trader ship in the background, but they like having a trifecta of things to focus on,
yeah.
generally speaking. Um, on the bottom, it's really you can't even tell where these Marines are standing.
Yeah.
It's just like green.
It's a lot of green, a lot of mossy colors.
We could have seen some of the destruction on the world, but like overall, nothing integral.
Yeah. For my part, I liked the cover art.
Yeah, it's solid.
I genuinely couldn't think of anything to change about it, as it features all the main protagonists and the enemy they face. So I think in that regard, they did a good job.
I wouldn't call Harris a protagonist. He's a coward who ran away.
Yeah, we'll get into that. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. I think that's a good segue. What were your expectations about the book before you read it? Did it meet those expectations?
Let's see here. They called the Kingdom of Iron the Kingdom of Iron on the back of this book. I don't think they called it in the entire fifth book of the fifth book, but they did mention it's the Kingdom of Iron
Yeah.
in this, so that's good. At least in the backgrounds wrap around. Yeah, we forgot kind of way. I think. Um, okay, I thought that we knew a couple of these people. I thought that we knew Gaheris because I confuse all Black Templars because they're more or less the same.
Yeah.
I thought that the rogue trader, just from the back of the book, they're like, "Oh, it's this rogue trader." It's like, "Oh, okay, so it's that rogue trader that Fabian was traveling with that was part of the Histories." It's not. It's a rogue trader from Fenris, which is like one weird, but two irrelevant because it doesn't even mention Wolf Time.
Yeah.
Uh, but either way, and then let's see here. Oh, the true enemy makes itself known. I wonder who it is.
Yeah.
You can look at the cover and guess who the true enemy is.
Yeah. The good news is if you're listening to this on Audible, you don't actually see the bottom half of the cover art, so you don't know who the true enemy is. So there's that.
Lots of waste of cover art.
Yeah, they gotta make space though. So there's like a 16 by 9 or something like that.
Mm.
They only have so much space, so they show, of course, show the heroes
I
of
wonder if
the.
that's why all the bottoms of these covers look kind of weak sauce compared to.
I'm going to bet that is exactly the reason why.
That's disappointing.
I know that made me sad too when I realized it. Because what's the fucking point at that
Like,
end?
if we're not gonna have a full cover, what are we here for?
Yeah. Well, obviously we're here for the bolter porn or the struggle. Got anything else, or you want me to do my bit?
No, I don't.
All right. So I didn't have any expectations about this book, mainly because I couldn't place the author at the time of reading.
They're very new.
Yeah. I don't think I've had a chance to read an actual novel written by Mark Collins before this one. I did, however, read a short story featured in Sabbat War, which is an anthology set during the Sabbat World's Crusade, for those that don't know. If I recall, it was titled The Death of the Prophet. It featured Decimus, a Night Lord character, which is featured in the Night Lord's trilogy, like Soul Hunter and those books. But it's When you see Decimus, it's in the third novel, and he's an infant.
Hey, guess what book we're talking about?
I know. It's just like I have to bring up where this guy's relevant.
You want to tell us more about this Death of the Prophet book?
I could. I didn't finish it because unfortunately Night Lords suck, but we'll get into that.
We
Uh,
won't. They're not in this book.
it gets mentioned in previous in other questions because of relevance. But yeah, that's my 2 cents. I really didn't have any expectations because I didn't know the author enough to have any. But now that I have read something that he has produced in quality, we can discuss. What did you like best about the book, followed by what did you like least?
I mean, so here's the thing. This is a palate cleanser from Kingdom of Iron for me, which for for you was basically like we'll call it an equivalency to Wolf Time in terms of like dislike of my time with it.
Yeah.
Um, because I didn't mind Wolf Time, but I minded Kingdom of Iron. But this book was just very well constructed.
Mhm.
Um, out of the best, honestly, throughout this entire book, I was like, okay, so they're just gonna show up and save the day. They're just gonna show up and save the day. Man, they're cutting a little close to the end here, but I guess we'll just like wrap it up. Wow, they actually didn't come back and save these people. They just let them all die.
Yeah.
Harris is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like a worthless jerk. It's like, oh, actually, and I get it. This idea of like, well, sometimes you gotta follow the emperor's message, even if it's not what you want. It's like, well, it's
Yeah, no, it's like it all boils down to the cause for the apotheosis of Irene.
I mean, she's got
Yeah.
other people around her, but yeah.
Yeah, no, she had that shit down lock, and I think that was like what she needed for her character development, frankly, was to be put in that situation, dire though it may have been.
Worse or worst. They didn't do anything with the Titan pilots that ran off. They
Yeah.
literally never mentioned them again.
I think they died. Did they die or did they
Well, they just
run?
said we gotta run. And then that's it. That's literally it. Nothing else is mentioned about them.
Shit, I could have swore that the main Princeps character's Titan went down.
It went down, and then they said, "We have to run now," and nothing else was ever mentioned. It didn't say, "And then the Titan exploded and they died, and their last moments were fleeing." They just said, "We gotta run. Cut the part." That's it. That's all that happened.
I guess they're
It's
dead
like,
then.
where did they go?
I guess like all that build up for nothing because you never see them again.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, so what happened to them?
They dead.
Okay, well, yeah,
I can't
guess.
I can neither confirm nor deny their death, but like
I mean, well, reasonably, everybody on that planet died because everybody died, but that's not the point. Just like, okay, so we're completely abandoning this because like we had a whole big part of the Titans, and then like, well, so what happened to them?
yeah.
They're just like gone. We didn't even see them die. They just disappeared.
I really liked the pacing of this novel. It made for a quick read once I got started on it, which admittedly I started it later in the month, but it became a quick read subsequently. Um, so what did I like least? Obviously the Black Templars. My God, please at this point, I'd even take the Salamanders rather than the Black Templars.
It's annoying because like they even bring it up in the glossary where they're like the sisters and the Black Templars were instrumental in the Sanctus side of the Crusades. Like I don't care. There's other stuff going on the Sanctus side of the Crusade. We talked about space wolves, and all they did was stick around on their own planet, right?
Yeah,
There's other stuff.
this is the second time now we've had to deal with these chodes, and I'm third. What was the
Third.
third? What was the okay? So let's name them because like I can name this book. I can name. Um,
Oh, I'm talking about the sisters.
oh well, I'm talking about the Black
The
Templars.
Black Templars. I argue that well, the first time we deal with there is the dude that's hanging out with Fabius.
Hmm.
Um, that's in the second book. And then they get I guess I'm probably treating because it's so far apart narratively. There's like the first time the dude goes to meet them, and they're all like, "Meh, meh, 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 meh."
Hmm.
And then all the way at the end of the book, the other end of the book, they show back up again for the ship strike. And that's probably where I was complaining them. It feels like 3 times.
Yeah, it they need to like pick another fucking chapter for the love of
There's other there well, it's the issues that, like, well, they bring up, it's like, well, the sisters and the Templars were so important. It's like, cool, but, like, why aren't we doing literally anybody else?
yeah. It's like I said, I hate the salamanders as a chapter, but I would prefer seeing something from them at this point over the Black Templars.
They're not on the same side.
I know. That's just like an example of how much I'm fucking over hearing about the Black Templars. But
We'd probably sooner see Minotaurs, honestly.
God, and that would still be better.
It'd be interesting, actually. I mean, we got to see
The
Marines
Marines Malavant, yeah.
That was interesting.
Yeah, those guys, they're a lot of fun. Hey, who was your favorite character and why?
Um, did I even write down a favorite? Let's see here.
This guy.
Well, here's the thing: is like the issues that I like at least enjoyed the book. Oh, here we go. I like the Mechanicus dude, and the issue is that the moment that I'm actually kind of trying to run on this guy, he immediately got violently exploded by Eldrick Bean. So it's like, well, I mean, that's the end of all Mechanicus that have any salt. So I guess he went out like he should have.
Yeah. Was there any characters that you disliked?
I mean, like I said, Harris is a coward. I don't care if he's following the Emperor's will. He's a coward. And his dreadnought called him out on it.
Mhm.
It's like like, why are we running? You're a coward. Why are we doing this?
They did
Six
it.
men wouldn't run.
I like that there was enough of a succinct way that, Torin what was the Dreadnought's name? I can't remember.
His name's Dreadnought, obviously. There's only one Dreadnought, so his name.
Yeah, so, like, the Dreadnought character was said it in such a way succinctly, is just like, "I'm calling you a pussy right now, but I'm doing it so you don't get affronted and we have to duel and I have to kill you." Because the Dreadnought would have 100% tanked his ass, literally.
It's like you are run
Yeah.
like regardless of the overall situation that's going on right now, champion, you're running. Six men wouldn't run.
God, no, he wouldn't have. He wouldn't have, like but see, that was a different time, you know?
Well, I mean, yeah, and the prophet brings that up. He's like, "You're a whelp compared to your gene father."
It's like, "I knew him. You are nothing compared to him."
I watched him at the palace. You're nothing.
When he was finding himself
Yeah.
while tearing into Karn and, like, 6 other, Sons of Horus, everything, a Night Lord, you know, the whole works. For my part, without a doubt, my favorite character was Canoness Irenia of the Order of Our Martyred Lady. I absolutely love this character. Stern and stoic in public, but self-reflective and uncertain of herself in private. Her transformation towards the tail end of the novel was inspiring, and I enjoyed every minute of it, frankly. My most disliked character for me was Prophet Warren. He was a dope and a bitch.
That's not fair. He so no.
He's out of his element towards the end. He's like, "Fuck, I just."
But that is a quintessential necessity in good Nurgle worship.
Yeah,
You get the warm fuzzies in the beginning,
yeah.
and then you come to the dreaded realization of what the universe actually is, and that's the despair that's necessary to break you and let new things grow.
Yes, I can appreciate that from story beat wise, but him as a character, I did not
Did you
care
get
for.
the vibe that him and that soldier chick had like a weird kind of?
Kind of. I kind of.
But I also got the vibe that she was like, "I'm literally asexual. I just like killing things."
Yeah, I mean, it was weird because this is supposed to be about worshippers of Nurgle,
Yeah, it is.
and that bitch was totally giving me corn vibes the entire time.
Nurgle needs soldiers. Well, it's just like the Knights of Hurin, where I was like, these guys they're definitely Nurgle coded. They gotta be. It's like, oh,
I mean,
actually, the corn.
I was wrong on, this account. There was wrong about a lot of things in this novel, actually, but we will discuss that when it.
Oh, talking about things that people are slightly wrong about. Uh,
Uh-oh.
a
He's got his actually glasses on, guys.
thames are shards of the athame. So neither of us are wrong, but I'm more right.
Okay. Like, to be fair,
They're trying to reform
they're trying to reform it.
the anatheme, but they need shards of athame to do so.
Yes. The naming convention for the shards and the whole blade is fucking stupid.
Well, yeah, but you didn't bring that up. You just said I was wrong.
I mean, fine. All right. We were both right. You were a little bit more right, purely in how the word was said.
Purely in semantics, but that is the best way to be correct.
I mean, it happens very rarely for you, so I feel happy for
Oh,
you.
I see.
For semantics.
I don't say
For semantics
I just
and nothing
I
else.
see.
You're usually a hell of a lot smarter in everything else except semantics.
All right. Anyways, like I just brought it up because you said I'll be wrong later. It's like, well, don't worry, you're wrong right now.
It's fine. No, listen, this is why we're here, because I can be wrong, and I guess you could be a piece of shit for proving me wrong. All right. So, on the note of strong emotions being evoked right now, personally, I feel attacked.
I
Uh,
thought we were talking about the question.
we've moved on. Did any part of the book evoke a strong emotion in you? And if so, which part did it trigger in?
Let's see here. So, right next to the final stand before everybody dies and becomes ghosts in the warp, there's this novitiate
Yeah.
where she's like, what the what are we supposed to do? Like nobody's coming. And the Canis is like, well, we gotta fight. Like I don't know what else there is to do. Or and it's that's not the whole thing. The beginning of it's a bit like the Canis is like, I'm surprised that you're praying. He's like, well, I've prayed every day and nobody's come to help us yet. And then she like freaks out
Yeah.
because she has that dreaded realization of like literally nobody is coming to save us. Which is basically about the time any reader has to be like, oh, nobody, like literally nobody is coming to save them.
Yeah.
Because the author's telling you, like, yeah, nobody's coming. It's like you can think based on another 40K book she was like, oh, they're gonna show up at the last second and it'll be blah 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 and it'll be kind of a stalemate. It's like, no, they just all die. But in that moment, um, this idea where Arenia realizes she has to stand up and perform the function rather than just say the rote. That was
I like that. You know, and was it just me, or did you notice that there was like a familiarity with the novitiate that reminded her of Tenu?
I kinda thought they were going with a vibe of, like, she was hallucinating because 'cause we've seen that before,
Yeah.
but, like, that is not the case.
Oh, I mean, like in the interpersonal that they had towards the end.
No,
Like, do
I
you think like the canonists really thought that that novitiate it reminded her of Tenu?
well, I legitimately thought they were gonna be like, this is Tenu's ghost or
Yeah.
whatever, before Tenu's ghost appears,
Yeah.
but they did not but yeah, obviously, like, this novitiate reminded her of being a novitiate,
Yeah.
and, like, the this gets into a deeper discussion on Soritis and how people have some misunderstandings just based on internet culture where um so Soritis have no prohibition on getting married or even having sex. They don't take those vows. People ascribe those vows to them because nuns take those vows, and so they assume the Soritis do, but they don't.
Yeah.
I speak with two Soritis lorehounds pretty often, and it's very clear they've never been stipulated to have such vows. Minor orders could institute those vows, but the major ones
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
And the first time this ever got brought to the fray and people really pushed back against it was Sandy Mitchell. If we're going to talk about it in the books, we'll talk about it in the books. So Sandy Mitchell, when Kane goes to a Scala and he meets this other sister who's like not inherently good at her job, but she's also banging this desk clerk. And everybody's like, "What do you mean that she's has a relationship with somebody? Are you insane?" It's like, well, yeah, why not? Why can't she? Nothing says that she can't.
There is absolutely no, yeah, no, like
The only major point is that they have other things on their plate to do that is not finding marriage partners or courting or anything like that. But to wrap back around to this, they he Collins pretty plainly spells it out that Iranian and Tinu shared a deep love for each other, not not just through the concept of having the same faith, but their faith inherently fueled their love for each other. Um, I would ascribe it closer to probably the Grecian kind of love that you see between Achilles and Patroclus,
Yeah.
because it's not romantic. I mean, there's that like that gentle brushing of a hand across a face thing, that forehead pressing into each other thing, but like again, I could see Patroclus and Achilles doing that, but they don't kiss. They don't expressly say like, "Oh, they've copulated this relationship that they have."
Uh,
But you can tell terrifically that she loved Tinu, Timu, Timu,
tenure.
Tinu. She loved Tinu so desperately much that it shook her faith, and that's why she was like, "Well, I don't want to die just being a desk jockey." But it took like basically until this moment to rekindle not only that love, well, it's she always maintained faith, but it was the love that ascended that faith
Yeah,
for her.
100%.
I don't
Tough,
remember what we were talking about.
tough.
Emotions.
Yeah, no, I think we got there with you. Hard act to follow. For my part, um, I felt awe, like genuine awe inspired, in one particular part of the story. To know sisters of battle, love them or hate them, when they're written right, real stories come out of it almost every single time. And this novel is a prime example of them doing it right and subsequently stealing the show for me. Anyway, if we're going for like specifics, though, I think what set me in awe was a bit when the canoness had that we think of it as an inner discussion. She was, in fact, talking to the spirit of her dead friend, and right before she ascends, essentially. I thought that was really, really well written, and frankly, it was just awe inspiring. And honestly, it's good to see that like we're on similar wavelengths because the bit that you were talking about happened right before
Yeah.
the bit that I resonated with. So it's one of those rare times, viewership, where him and I are literally on the same frequency when it comes to what inspired
Well,
us.
I think it just shows the strength of the author.
Yes.
So they seem to understand what they're doing. Now, don't get me wrong. Would I have chosen Order of Our Martyred Ladies? No, because they get so much lore and we basically never see the other orders. Sometimes you'll see not Argent Shroud, but Sacred Heart.
Yeah, the Sacred Heart.
You'll see that, but like they don't differentiate them enough for it to feel like they're what I would love to see is like a 6 short story collection that really exemplifies why these orders are different from each other.
Yeah. Just yeah,
But
how the
that's kind of besides the point.
No, I think that's an excellent point, frankly, because like if we're gonna, have the sisters front and center in a book that's an ongoing series regardless, there should be some, deviation. But I feel for the story that was being told, the sister, the ardent whatever. Yeah, I already forgot the name. Goodness gracious. Our martyred lady, thank you. I think that was the good one because they're basically the battle nuns, so
I
to speak.
mean, they're all battle nuns.
They are, but they're the ones that exemplify it the most.
That's because that's because they write about them the most.
You know, I agree with you. They should have picked something different.
It's like Black Templars, where it's like why are they always here? It's like because they sell.
I would have loved to see the Ardent Shroud personally, and
They
them
would have
just
not had as they would have not had as much communication. We could have seen somebody else. They were just trying.
yeah. No, I know they have the
They
yeah.
do not say many words per sentence.
Even so, yeah, I think that's a good segue. So I want to do this one first, if you don't mind, for the theme,
Oh,
because you and I we have this ongoing thing where I find several and you find, if you're lucky, one.
mm,
So I just for the sake of succinctness and just evening out the playing field. So the question is, were there any themes that stood out in the book, and how well do you think the author explored them? And let me just say, up to this point, Each previous novel of the Dawn of Fire series has had multiple themes, multiple. That may be the reason why this novel stands out and really hammers the theme out, as there is only one I could find, and anything else that I could nitpick merely stems from this overarching theme. And this theme is faith. Whether it is faith in the Emperor, or the Indomitus Crusade, or in themselves and the struggle against the archenemy, it resonates with me and rang loudly as a bell. For his part, I think Mark Collins did a hell of a job with the theme. He really gets 40K and faith in the universe, I think. So my hat's off to him. Um, that is the only thing I could, and, I suppose conviction would be another thing, but like I said, it stems from the faith of the overarching theme. But that's really all I could find.
I wouldn't because we've already had a book in this series that um I feel like more exemplified like the nature of faith on 40K, and that was Throne of Light.
Yes.
But it, if I were to simmer what you've said down to what I think is more of the core theme rather than just like the overall point, um it's conviction's not the right word. There's a specific religious term for grappling with uh I wouldn't say disbelief. It's grappling with the issue. It's like I think it's a Catholic term to where they have where they're like they're going through their issues of like am I maintaining this faith?
Well, it's either referred to as a crucible of faith or conviction.
Isn't it like a passion or is that just a play?
No, that's just the passion is specifically involving Christ,
Okay.
and it is you're on the right ball field,
I know there's a
but like
specific religious term for it.
but like it's basically a crucible of faith or a just conviction, because ultimately what defines faith in the
I would say more that if the pilgrim went through more of like some internal discussions as to his own issues, which he doesn't. He's like fine with who he is. Which the pilgrim's an interesting character in and of himself. He just has a horrific name, so it kind of detracts overall from his point.
Gromulus tool.
It's just such a bad name.
Let's do it one more time. Then, like a palate cleanser that is this novel, we will no longer speak of it. Gromulus tool.
Like it'd be fine if it was like, yeah, he had a name once, but nobody calls him that anymore.
There is such a thing as appropriated theatrics, and this was a misplaced
'Cause,
opportunity.
like, man, the Pilgrim is such a cool like, because not only is he part of the Hand, like, he coulda had a code name, and he's like, his code name is the Pilgrim, like, that'd be cool. Yeah, either way.
I feel you here. It's
But
all right.
but, because for me, the overall point is, it's the nature of the struggle. Um, not from the Plague Marine side, because even what's her name? Katya?
Uh,
Whatever her name is, the Rogue Trader.
Cutla.
Cutla?
You can almost say it like Cutler, but like
No,
Cutla. That's how you say her name.
the Fenrisian Rogue Trader, the Wolf Lady, the
Yeah.
Wolf Queen, where
The
else?
one that was Jarl and Augustus was like,
Blah, blah,
nah,
blah.
nah, bruh, you're not a Jarl. uh,
Um,
justice for Augustus.
but, died the way he wanted to. Way better than the one from Kingdom of Iron.
It could be said that these writers don't know how to write custodians.
Augustus dying felt fine, because it was just like, you can't kill this many people. It's like, I know.
I'm cool
It's
with it.
irrelevant. This is my palace,
And
and I'm gonna
proceeds
defend it.
proceeds to kill hundreds of them.
Right, yeah, and he wasn't torn apart or anything. He just died.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that's fair. That's reasonable. But my overall point is I think the theme is more focused on the nature of metaphysical struggle.
Yeah.
Rather than just like overall it's about faith. Because the pilgrim doesn't go through a journey of metaphysical struggle. Warren grapples with his faith.
Yeah.
Katla grapples with her faith. Because she, does she do what she needs to do for the Primarch, or does she rescue her daughter?
Yeah.
Um, eh, the canoness that I had literally immediately forgotten the name of,
Arinya.
Arinya, she grapples with her faith as it relates to her lost love. She never loses her faith, but she grapples with what it means. She grapples with this idea of does she die a warrior, or does she die on a desk? What does it mean to die as a warrior?
Yeah.
What does it mean to have faith powers? Which, is a more recent introduction. I say recent, it's like 10 years.
Yeah, recent in terms of how many novels actually portray it, which is another point of, I wouldn't say a point of contingency. It's
Oh,
actually an excellent point.
it's a pretty major point of contention from like 15 years ago when it started.
Yeah.
But it and then basically the entire planet, the deacon of the world, he offs himself.
What a fucking bitch.
Well, we got yeah. It's just like everybody is essentially struggling with, and Gaheris is like, I know what I'm doing. I know that I'm leaving these people to die, but this is what the Emperor's path is setting before me. And the Dreadnought's like, I don't care what the Emperor's doing. You're not doing what Sigismund would do, so screw you. I'm gonna stay. It's like, I don't care. It's more honorable for me to stay than for you to go.
So, like, here's the rub here. But if I recall correctly, and you may correct me if I am wrong, but didn't that Dreadnought character, wasn't he previously a champion as well?
I don't think he said he was a champion.
I think it was kind
He
of
said he
implied.
said he was a sword brother, and he never cared about the chaplaincy.
Yeah, but you don't have to be a chaplain before you become a
I
champion.
don't know enough about Black Templars.
I'm just so you are aware, you literally could be just like an aspirant, like neophyte, and you could become
I
a
don't think that
champion.
they ever said that he took the Black Blade.
I,
I think they just said that he was a sword brother, and he lived and he died doing what he wanted to. But because he was a sword brother, and he never, there's a thing that you need to be a champion, and he just didn't have it, but he didn't care.
yeah, no, he
He
was he
he
was
he was brought back as a dreadnought. He's like, I don't want this. Give me a sword. Everybody's like, well, you'll get used to it. It's like, I give
get me a sword, make
right
it.
now.
And there's like, you know what? Just get
It's
it,
like, just
figure it
I
out,
have a sword.
figure it out.
It's like, yeah, it'll be fine.
We found an STC. It's all right. We got us.
It's fine. Just 40. That's fine. But like, no, I don't think so. Cause I think he was basically saying, he's like, I never aspired to be champion. I never needed to be champion. I never was champion. I was just a sword brother, and that was enough.
Kind of feel like he should have been a champion, you know?
Well, yeah, but he didn't have the whole faith component that is necessary for that.
Well, therein lies the interesting conversation to be had there. Like, is it more about the dedication, the conviction, or is it about having the faith in general, or maybe it's a little bit of
It's quite
everything?
literally about having the Emperor show you stuff.
Yeah,
He has literally investigator vision from Batman Arkham series, and it's just like, oh yeah, the
so
Emperor wants us to go there.
so what it boils down to is this guy got sent a vision from the emperor to quit the field so that Armenia could become
Oh,
a
multiple
saint.
visions. Well, I think it was more so that they could find the gate. The other
Well,
person,
yeah, no, so that's the other bit too, because like, yeah, that's an excellent
because
point.
that vision was never about Irenia ascending. That vision was about finding the Wolf Queen
Mhm.
and show them the gate. The function of the gate being powered by faith was regardless to the point of finding the gate.
Yeah,
It was a supplemental thing that happened because he did the thing.
I'm just saying it's twisted, but it all connects to the end.
I mean, yes.
I mean, she had to suffer that death to then rise as a saint, become what she was, in order to then do the thing with the gate at the end of the novel.
Well, I mean, she's not staying there.
Yeah,
They
I know.
left.
Yeah,
The faith thing as a function of keeping the gate open is when she says, bring pilgrims here and have them pray, and it'll keep the gate open. And that is literally it.
Mhm.
She's not doing that. She's just like, I've got other stuff to
She
do.
gets on a flotilla and does some other work. Yeah,
I mean, I don't know what she does. She just goes off and does saint stuff, which is usually dissipate into the ether until the Emperor.
one is needed to be called into the battlefield. Yeah,
I don't know. For all I know, this sentence would be redacted if I finished it.
Okay.
Well, unless you want to put a long bleep, we could do that. It'd be funny.
I have yet to figure out how to do that, to be
Oh,
honest with
okay,
you.
so I can't finish the sentence.
No,
Okay.
no.
Let's just say that it involves Tinu and Celestine
Kinky?
in a bathhouse, which they have a bathhouse scene. The funniest thing in this novel, they legitimately have a Sarita's bathhouse scene.
Yeah.
The thing that is just one of the most mean things possible. And they have a bath. What's funny because you remember in Wrath and Glory
Yeah.
when we brought up the Sister and the Templar, that in universe fiction things, like, well, some people like the Sarita's bathhouse scene, but some people like the wrestling thing with the Marines. It just kind of depends on where you're going. So
Uh,
the memes live. They
oh god.
Swallow, when he was writing the Sarita's trilogy, did the whole "come at me, heretic" thing. Like, it happened. It's
Yeah,
there. It's
it's
fun.
there. Breathing in.
Um,
So, hey, if this book had a different title, what would it be?
Lady of Blows.
Oh, that's so fucking
Did
good.
I blow yours out of the water?
I don't even wanna
No,
say mine
you
anymore
got
because
it.
they're dumb.
You have to.
See, this tracks.
Is it the Pilgrim?
No, I didn't have nothing like that. Like, so I really hyper fixated on, like, the name of the planet. I only had 2 because and they're both bad. But one was like involved like an allusion to the golden chain, like
You could
this
just call it the Golden Chain.
could have, but then what the hell is that, you know? So like
What the hell is Martyr's Chain?
I feel like for I did adamant chain for the first one to imply that like the last planet struggled to the like adamant to the very end. They still fell, but
I was
like
gonna say it still fell.
second one was Velio Defiant, and once again, they lose at the end, but they're defiant to the
Oh,
last.
Valua. Valua. Okay.
Velua. The world is it's pronounced Velua, but
Okay.
it's
Well, that's a stupid way to pronounce it.
it's once again was Latin.
That's fine. That's
That's how you enunciate the word in
I'm
Latin.
sorry I speak low Gothic.
It's all right. We'll get you there one day.
No, I'm not gonna learn Latin. Anyways, yeah, I mean, I had a few. Although I will say I don't think Martyr's Tomb is as bad is really bad at
Yeah.
all.
No.
The other novels are just like so what. Don't get me wrong, Martyr's Tomb is pretty nondescript.
Solid enough.
It's
Solid enough.
now I had Sevenfold,
Yeah.
which is like Weeping Eye, because that's the name of the cult.
Okay. All right.
Summons the prophet,
Uh-huh.
or the pilgrim, but like that's kind of too focused on it.
We're gonna do the Prophet and the Pilgrim.
No,
Too long.
too long.
Too long.
But yeah, no. Then my last one was Lady of Woes, and I was like, oh yeah, that fit way more because it's like everybody's upset, and like
Yeah.
the Lady of Woes is important to her, and the reg trader is a Lady of Woe. She doesn't have her daughter. Blah blah blah.
Yeah. God, that was so good.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid title.
Moment of just applause. That was succinct and to the point, and I fucking love it. I'm so sad at myself.
Yeah.
How did the book compare to others you've read by the same author or in the same genre? I
Okay.
feel like we have to go with genre for this one.
I was gonna say we already noted that we basically never read anything from this person, but that's because they're so new.
I did read that short story.
Well, I know, you know what I meant. So it's like they're so fresh that
Yeah,
um
because if he has a novel, it does involve the Black Templars, but I believe that's a novella, not an actual novel.
but in genre wise, there's only really three main Psoriasis writers right now. If Colin sticks with Psoriasis, admittedly, I don't know if they are.
Yeah, he
But
seems to focus on Black Templars.
there's James Swallow, who wrote, the components that made up the Psoriasis omnibus that currently exists.
Yeah.
And right now there's I can't remember if her name is Diana or Danny. I think it's Danny Ware.
Mhm.
And I only know her because she wrote a couple of novels set in the Calixtus sector.
Yeah.
But she writes a lot of Psoriasis stuff. And those are really the two main ones right now.
Yeah.
I guess Clark does write a couple, but he only writes about Saint Celestine. He doesn't write
Yeah, yeah, no, like, yeah, I mean, it's adjacent enough that I think it counts, but like, it is.
The Black Templars enough. Could Jason enough?
I feel like Mark Collins has enough experience that he could do like a full
Experience is
length.
it's a very fresh writer.
He is, but like he's already demonstrated not just like, with this novel, obviously, but
He's
like
proficient. I'm just not gonna say he's experienced.
I would give him a shot at the Black Templars
I
if
mean,
I was in that
he
position.
took his shot with Black Temple. I'm not saying that he can't do
Okay. But you
it,
just
but he's not, tried through the fires of 40 years of writing like having it.
that's not fair.
Well,
That's a that's
that's
a
our definition of experience.
yeah, that's a huge fucking hill to the get to, you
Well,
know?
every author gets to 40 years of experience eventually.
I genuinely don't know how many years Mark Collins has been writing.
Well, it's like I said, based on their bibliography on Black Temple or on Black Library,
Yeah,
it's not that long.
not for Black
I
Library, no.
only go when I look at that question, I only go for their bibliography of what they've written.
Yeah. To the credit of most everybody that gets pulled into the Black Library, almost every single person that does has previous experience, whether it's with comics or if it's like actual novels that have been written in the past.
Well, it's only I was gonna say, I think it's only like the founding half dozen that started at Inferno that really only started with Black Library.
Yeah.
Because Abnett moved to comics, but I'm pretty sure his first stuff was Inferno.
Yeah. So for my 2 cents on this, I have not had a chance apart from this novel to read anything that has actually been written by Mark Collins in novel format. I did, however, read the short story featured in Sabbath World, which once again is a anthology set during Sabbath World's crusade. Um, it featured Decimus, a Night Lord, which is a character that is featured in the Night Lord's trilogy as an infant. He was a child of Talus's slaves, and he had two slaves. One was, I
A
think, his
woman and one was a man, I
well,
presume.
no, one was the lady was an actual navigator, and then
Yeah, see, that's when they get into that stuff where it's just like, come on, stop.
well, anyway, the Decimus ends up having the gene seed implanted into him that belonged to Talus.
That's just a super special baby as like, oh, my half elder ultramarine librarian.
Yeah, so I'll be honest, I didn't finish that short story due to the unadulterated hatred I have of the Night Lords. The same can be said for that
The
trilogy.
problem is that if you read Night Lords, we already passed Clark rating the hottest scene possible in Black Library's history.
Yeah, yeah, it
Wait, I'm pretty sure that was Clark. It was Clark, right?
was Clark.
Okay.
No, wait, I thought it was Gav Thorpe.
Oh, maybe whatever. I don't.
Let me finish my thought here.
It's data votes.
So, like, I didn't even finish that trilogy either. I got halfway through the first book of the Night Lord trilogy before deciding I had better things to do with my time. I genuinely don't understand the hype and won't apologize for not liking that trilogy. However, if you like that stuff, good for you. It's not my thing, but like a lot of people like that trilogy, and for it's what it's worth, it is well written. I just want to put that out there because like I put a lot of hatred on Night Lords. But if you like that stuff, that's cool. Not my thing. And that's why I can never finish those books because it's just fucking boring to me. But moving on. Were there any quotes or passages that particularly resonated with you and why? I feel like we covered this.
No, we have not. You've just covered the Night Lords twice.
No, I'm talking about for this question and specifically, you had a moment that resonated with you that you talked about earlier.
Yeah, but that wasn't a quote.
Proceed.
We'll finish the whole question. You interrupted the question.
That is a question.
Any particular quotes or passages that
Resonated with you and why? Yeah.
let's see here. One of the first things is it's either Warren or the Pilgrim says it, uh, as though it ever ended. As though we would allow it to end. Very strong villain vibes. Good quote. Good line. Just it- like the idea of the Long War. You take it for what you will. There's Chaos Marines that are like, I don't like doing this. We're just here to do it. There's other Chaos Space Marines that like drink the Kool-Aid hardcore. Um, while there's always an infinite number of Chaos Space Marines from the Legion days, oddly enough, but as far as I remember, these guys are supposed to be like Legion Day Chaos Space Marines were supposed to be something to behold. You weren't supposed to see them every single time you saw a Chaos Space Marine because they were supposed to be like out in the warp doing other more important stuff. You send the newbies into real space because they can still withstand real space. the Legionnaires are supposed to be like fighting the gods' wars. But that's kind of digressing the point. It's nice when the Legionnaires are like, well, of course we didn't let them in the war. Like
Mhm.
they, they can think what they want. We're not going to. Oh, we'll never let them in because our gods don't want it to end. Um, and then another one. Let's see here. The Imperium was a monster made of men and madness. I can't exactly remember who said that. I think it was Word. I think it was just commenting about like why he felt the chaos or whatever. Because I didn't write down who said it. But
It was Warren. It was
yeah.
Warren. Yeah.
Um, and then a passage that I liked, not one that like resonated emotionally with me, but I enjoyed is when Warren was like, "This isn't what I wanted to happen. I thought it was going to be different," which is like, it's funny when chaos cultures are like, "I may have made a miscalculation in my actions." Because it's not as frustrating as like uh tub guy, where it's just like, this isn't fair because this doesn't feel like they chose to go to chaos. Warren made a choice to go to chaos. He actively invited the corruption into him. He's okay with it. He's a sorcerer. He wants to bring about the end of this world for what he understands to be the Plague Father. And he's okay raising zombies and killing people and stuff like that. He's not uh what's the term I'm looking for? He's not misinformed of the overall thing that he's supposed to be doing. What he did not understand was the complete and total war that Chaos Space Marines bring to the destruction of a war,
Yeah.
and what the gods what it means to give the gods what they want.
Yeah.
And that was a I liked it because it's like, because he doesn't break faith. He doesn't say, "Oh, well, I don't want to do this anymore." He's just like, "I literally had no concept of what was about to happen, and I have been shown, and my eyes are widened, and I have seen death, and this is what the death of a world is." But he kept his faith.
And then the destroyer was like, "That'll do, pig. That'll
Well,
do."
yeah, and it's like, "Oh, well, you didn't crack under that. Well, maybe you'll actually be useful." He won't be, but he said maybe. He was slightly impressed.
I mean, I already alluded to the part where the canonist speaks to her dead friend and ascends. Um, I guess if I had to explain why I felt awe and inspired during that part, it was likely due to how little I get to experience this in a 40K book. And to elaborate, someone who worships the God Emperor ascending, that whole bit. You don't see that very often.
Eh,
You don't get to experience it, you
I
know?
mean, we're literally about to read a book about it.
I know.
And you've read uh Gonskos.
Right, but that felt different for me, and I don't know
Yeah, well,
why.
it's the same thing.
I understand this, Chamlin. I do. I do understand this. It's just it resonated with me more.
It's because you see the first.
Perhaps.
Oh, one more quote.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's towards the end. The Plague Marines confront Augustus on the ship, and Augustus says some stuff. It's like, and the Plague Marines are like, "You guys were always an arrogant order of bastards, weren't you?" It was just funny because like it's 10,000 years, they still got beef with just like the way the Custodes are.
Yeah. Yeah, true. He didn't deviate from
Yeah,
it.
because it was let's see here. Oh, because it reminded me expressly of there's a video of like, I think it's Iron War or not Iron Fists on a wall in front of some Iron Warriors, and they're just like giving them a bunch of shit.
It's Imperial Fist,
Oh,
but yeah.
Imperial Fist, sorry. Imperial Fist.
Iron baby.
Yeah, it's like it's just like yeah, right. It's just a meme video, but it's just the same vibe of like, I feel like it should be happening.
Hey guys, we
Like, oh,
missed.
look at this guy. He's pretty far from his wall, isn't he?
Guys, we missed. Get another.
Yeah.
I love it.
But yeah, that was just funny. It was just like, this This would be in an internet meme video.
Oh yeah, for
It's
sure.
just like
Because guys, you guys were all
plane
bastards.
Marines trying to give shit to custodians and the custodians just not caring.
It's like, well, I mean, like, you know how custodians are. Like the moment that they forsook the emperor, it's like, you are dead to me. I'm going to kill all of you now. Would you recommend this book to others? Why or why not?
Um, yes, but only in the sense that there's really not a lot. This book, much like Wolf Time, does not have a lot of connective tissue.
Mm,
Messinius isn't standing around in the background of the planetary system and does nothing. He just stands there menacingly. But like, there is a mention of like, oh, we're doing this for the Return Primarch, and it's important. Like, whatever. The majority of this book is not relevant to the overall progress of the Domifire series. Um,
apart from it opens up that gate.
right at the very end.
Yeah.
Okay, I said the majority.
I just
You're not losing it.
I'm putting it out there so that,
If
they know.
if I were to have recommended this to somebody on their own, they're not losing anything by
There's
just,
no way they
"Oh, they
know.
found a warp gate."
They don't even know what a warp gate is. So yeah.
Exactly. But, like, it's a good book if it's like, okay, well, they like Psoriasis or, they like Nurgle.
Yeah.
It's like, well, yeah, sure, I'll give you this. So, like, Nurgle's not gonna win. I'd preface it by saying, like, they lose more than they gain. Um, but yeah, I would recommend it just because I think it's a solid book. Um, even in the face of it being part the 6th book of a series. Like, it's regardless to me of the quality of this, which I think shows. I mean, at this point, I do think that this is legitimately the best book of the series so far,
Mm.
um, by and large. Uh, like, the first book of Dawn of Fire is not a bad book. Um, Gate of Bone is better than I would say. Um, and then you've got Wolf Time, and then Throne of Light's kinda average in the middle. And I did really dislike Kingdom of Iron. But this book, I do legitimately think tops all the other 5 books.
Hmm.
At this point, I think it is the best story so far.
I 100% would recommend this book to anyone and everyone, frankly. It was a great read. The reason is simple. It is well written and focuses on one theme and explores it well while also making the topic of the devotion exciting. There's also like the whole issue of like giving the grimdark aspect of it, but not feeling like it was a total loss.
That line just reminds me of, Buddy Christ from Dogma. The exciting points of devotion. This is the bitchy tales.
All right. Fuck you. I I I was
It's a good book.
It was a good book. That's why I would recommend it. Like, how often do you encounter a novel that has one theme and it delivers?
Mm, if you read noir, you'll get a lot of that.
Right, but who the fuck reads noir except you?
A lot of people actually. It's a very popular genre.
Sure. Sure, guy.
That's why crime and mystery novels sell.
Yeah, but that's not inherently noir, and you and I both know that.
I mean, not technically speaking, but noir is certainly a popular subgenre.
I popular subgenre? That in itself lies like an oxymoronic statement had I ever heard one.
Okay.
I appreciate that you appreciate noir. It is an acquired taste. Let us leave it at that. Such as it is, like I um I don't encounter books like this very often that they were good, well written, really didn't have any negative things to, say or add. So yes, I would recommend it.
I do think it's weird that this is, in fact, the second single mother who is questing after their lost daughter and driven solely by that fact. And she's expressly written to be super cool and strong and militaristically savvy and a whole bunch of other stuff. And don't get me wrong, Ka-
I'm waiting
Ka-
for the point here.
Katla's bi rather than just straight, which the queen is ranking me as very straight coded.
Uh-huh.
I just think it's weird that it happened twice
But it happened. I mean, like,
directly after another.
yeah, no, there's that, but there's also, like, the whole thing that's like, "Here's how it's done right." Yeah, just like, she can be, like, a striving mom and have, like, a saint basically say, "Yeah, your daughter's probably dead, but you know what? You still must find out."
I mean, yeah, I'm not denying that. I'm just saying it's weird that it happened twice. So we basically have what amounts to the same character. If you strip it all away, it's like queen, leader, people, driven by daughter, strong, militaristically oriented, nigh implacable.
The fact that she is a rogue trader and isn't, full of well, she was full of herself, let's be real.
100,000%.
Uh, yeah, no, there's that whole
You
there's
can't
that whole aside with the custodian where the
you
custodian shoots her down hard.
you cannot say you cannot write a line of like she awoke nude from her bed, which is a line, and
Yeah.
she awoke nude from her bed, a bed that had been worn by men and women across her lifetime. It's like, all right, I get it. You like this character, but let's calm down for a second.
You never I think, like, they allude to her in future novels, but you never see her again.
I mean, that's fine. I don't care. Here's the actual problem. From what I understand, her ship got attacked by a gene sealer called on the other side of the rift,
Yeah.
and like they lost her daughter. Her daughter is 12,000% a gene stealer infected, and she's gonna have to kill her anyways. The, I, you can't even take that chance. You can't just be like, "Oh, you're okay after all this time. That's great. Come here." No, you've got to just shoot her. Be like, "I'm glad I found you. I love you. I'm sorry I can't take this chance that you're not gene infected. Bye."
I mean, depending upon what part of the galaxy they're on, they have scanners for that now,
I
but
mean, sure, but she was captured by.
I don't think they have them around Fenris.
Well, she was. I mean, yeah, but who knows where they're at? They're on the other side of the rift. They're on. It'd be stupid if they were just like, "All right, everybody, we're gonna wait here for how long until it takes her to get across again because it'll be funny."
Yeah, okay.
Her daughter is definitely gene infected.
Or Toad's
She'll,
dead.
she'll probably super dead or worse, some horrible breeding factory for gene stealer cults. You have no idea. Like, there's such horrific implications with gene stealer cults. Nobody ever really likes talking about it.
Yeah, be honest with you, that's because, a lot of people don't like the whole body snatcher stuff.
So even body snatcher,
Well,
it's even more horrific than that.
I know, and
They
it's
don't make copies. They have aliens that do that in 40K.
yeah, I know. So, staying on track here.
Did you answer this question?
Yeah, I did. The whole 100% would recommend. We haven't even got to the next question
Okay,
because we deviated.
that's fine.
All right. So how did this book make you feel overall, and did it change your perspective on any topic?
Perspective, no. Overall, better after having read Kingdom of Iron because
Oh my
dear
god.
lord,
We're talking about a palate cleanser.
not even like a palate cleanser, like palate cleanser followed by like an actually good meal. Because, like I said, I as of this point, I do think that this is probably the best novel in this series. And there's been some pretty mid novels. There's been like some highlights of pretty okay. Like I said,
Yeah.
I think Gate of Bones is a pretty solid book. Um, but like the rest of it's either mid or below or really bad. Um, this is this was actually a good novel,
Yeah.
which is surprising.
So I felt good about this book. It made me feel good after reading it, which isn't always the outcome I experience at the end of a 40K novel. Were there any plot twists that surprised you? And if so, how did they affect your understanding of the story?
They didn't go back. I was so surprised. Like we've both read enough 40K fiction to be like, okay, well, they'll just show up at the end and they'll be like, it was sad that so many people died, but the Imperium won out the day on this blasted hellhole that they managed to salvage. Like, no, they just lost. The Imperium lost this world, but they didn't get corrupted, which is a different thing. Well, you say lost, it was like cleansed and whatever, but it's destroyed.
Oh
It
yeah.
has to get rebuilt.
Yeah.
So, 50 million pilgrims will die in that. That'll be fun for them, but they're okay with that. That's how they roll. Um, but like it was surprising where it's just like, no, Harris may and that does feed into the deeper point of like the contrition, the struggle that you have with like do you follow what you feel is right or do you follow what you want to be right?
Mhm.
Um, that's actually feeding back into the theme question. That's probably deeper. That's my deeper point of like the struggle. It doesn't like the faith is irrelevant to the point. Do you follow what you feel that your faith is telling you is right, or do you follow what you feel is right?
Yeah.
Um, Garrus didn't come back to the planet. He died like a punk
Yeah.
because he decided to dual wield a chainsword and a black sword. He couldn't find a better sword than a chainsword. Just pondering that question. You could there's 5 other dead Black Templars around you, and not one of them had a power sword on them. I know that's inherently false because I know one of them did. But like, just like, it's so like he got one from the dudes. Like, here, take this black sword because I'm about to go find my martyrdom. And then he picks up a chainsword. Chains the one of don't get me wrong, it is a cool idea, but if I'm about to go fight an ancient Chaos Legion Marine, chainsword ain't high on my list of things to get a hold of, especially of a Nurgle Nurgle Marine. I would sooner find another power sword. But
Or the fact that he gives his black blade away.
I know he
But
took the other power sword, but there's another power sword on one of these dead Templars. I know there is
I
because they
I to be
expressly
honest,
said.
I wasn't paying that much close attention to
But
it.
he's like, "Oh, I'll just pick up this chainsword from your tutor. That'll be good enough." I was like, "All right," but it's chainsword.
Uh,
But no, my biggest surprise is that like legitimately they did not come back to that planet. They're just like, "No, we made the decision. They're all gonna die." Because you're reading, you know, even a person who's not well versed in 40K. But even as a person well versed in 40K, you are. It's like that meme where you have like the Neanderthal, the normal person, and then the monk on the other side of the graph. It's like, I mean, like the Imperium's gonna show up like they always do. It's like the Imperium's gonna show up like they always do. It's like nobody's going to show up. Um, and it's just surprising. It's like, wow,
yeah,
they just legit were just like, nah, bye. Sorry about you.
yeah.
Die well, which they did, but you know, and oh, that title drop bugged me so much, so much. It's just, it's so lame.
We shall die here in our martyr's tomb.
Like, it's like, come on. It's just like, uh,
Here I am, just like
so lame,
here I am, Shia LaBeouf meme, absolute cinema.
so lame.
So I did not see Gaheris eating it in the climax
Really,
for the first read. Obviously, the second you know what's happening, but like genuinely, I didn't. I thought he was going to survive. Serves me right.
yeah.
As it was spelled out obviously when Aniran started gravitating towards him in the end.
The moment that he had that secondary vision of like the 8 thrones and one of them cracked, he is dead.
Yeah,
Because they foreshadow so much. He's like, the helmet falls away, and Garrus like smiles to him. So I was like, okay, so he obviously doesn't see himself. He sees this kid, or at least sees a different champion. It's not him. It's
yeah.
probably the kid. It's coded that way. It's like, so I have to give the champion to the child, and I
I
have to go kill myself.
I think the point where it clicked for me though, because like it did click. Let's be honest. Like, but once he got promoted to what was it initiate or
Who,
initiative or
the kid?
an
Yeah.
iron, I was like, that's when it became obvious for me. But as far as I'm concerned, I failed to pick up on it in a timely manner because like there was so much foreshadowing about it in the second read, and I'm just like, I just didn't see it. And and it's almost like heavily implied that an iron's going to be the guy that's going to find Papa Smurf.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, he's gonna be the one to personally report back to his crusade, even if he has to do it in front of Ghoulman.
yeah.
Um, but I took it as like, okay, well, they can't drag out this book series to the point where this kid's champion and he's the one who goes and kills the rest of the hand. So like he's at least important to the fulcrum of the situation.
I have a going theory, and I want to share it with you because it kind of validates and vindicates what you've said a little bit.
It depends. How far ahead are we talking in
We're
this?
talking very far ahead in future stories
Oh,
and stuff, but like, so it has nothing to do with the confines of the Dawn of Fire series. So, like, I do believe that they're seeding, like they do from time to time, uh, the build up to Dorne coming back, and
they,
they've done it 2 times now
they just they,
in this series
they
alone.
just foreshadowed Russ coming back in Wolf Time. Come on.
Russ is gonna come back first. I still believe, but, like, there's no way Dorne's not going to, let's be real.
I mean,
He will.
to be fair, they lampshaded Lion coming back so much. Just like, oh yeah, Lion back. Like,
Mm.
where did this come from? Yeah,
What?
so he's just back.
He's in the new Dawn of
So
War game too. It's
the
like,
the fact that they're being like, Dorn may return. No, they're not. It's too in the forefront.
yeah,
It's so in your face. They give version of like, hey, we could bring Dorn back.
but
It's
we
like,
gotta bring back the guys that are more popular
well, I mean,
first.
yeah, but they still haven't brought Russ back.
That's what I'm saying. They have to get Russ first.
Exactly. So we'll see in what, another 5 years?
No, when 11th edition comes out, at some point in the stories, they're gonna totally drop Russ. It's either 11th or 12th. I'm not sure which, honestly.
It would only happen. I could see it happening for the fifth. What's the big anniversary come up? 50? I think it's like 50.
That's a while from now. But
It's
yeah,
either, and then it's 40. Because this year's fantasy is 40th, and they announced the fifth edition of Warhammer Fantasy.
yeah.
Um, or it's like this year, and then like 2 years later is 40K's anniversary of the same number.
See, no, because 11th, I can almost confirm. I'm about 98%. I'm almost at 100%. Like that, what 11th edition is going to be about is going to be about a battle on Armageddon. Like all the things that are moving towards it, even the build up on the 500 worlds and the Maelstrom.
Well, they just started gathering together like two separate omnibus of orc books. So yeah, it's probably about a word.
Yeah. So like, that's the dead giveaway right
I
there,
mean,
frankly.
yeah,
But like,
but I don't think that Russ is going to show up for Armageddon.
he would, because the Space Wolves fought in Armageddon at one point.
I mean, yeah, I guess, but like,
And they're the only chapter that it's relevant to. I mean, I'm not willing.
are you telling me that Hell's Reach does not have an irrelevant person to come back to Armageddon with for a particular chapter?
I feel like if it's going to be a Primarch, it will be Leman Russ. It won't be Rogel Dorn, because the stories that involve the Space Wolves in Armageddon are still, by and large, more popular than that one.
I mean, I guess I'm not saying that it's a.
I mean, I'm not I'm not willing to commit to this
If they're
statement.
gonna drop a Primarch, I would assume they do it for the 40th anniversary for 40K,
Yeah,
which is in like it's like 2 years, I think.
I'm not
It's
entirely.
very close.
I have this gut feeling that he's going to be a reveal during the Wars of Armageddon. Leman Russ, that is. I genuinely think that that's going to happen. I'm probably going to be wrong, and we will check
Well,
myself later.
Everybody thought Sanguinius was coming back during Devastation of the Ball, and look where that got us.
I mean, the Sanguinor came, but
Who cares?
Mm.
You know what the Sanguinor isn't? Sanguinius.
exactly. There are theories about the Sanguinor, but we won't.
There's-
That's not the point. Let's get back on task before we just divulge into something else entirely. So the other plot twist I had was the one you already mentioned, which is they didn't come back, which I was like, that surprised me. It's like, oh shit, they all died on that world.
It's ballsy for a 40K book to do that these days, which is frustrating to say, because it just sounds like they don't write him like they used to, but like usually, like legitimately, they just be like, well, yeah, and then they appear and came and wrap stuff up for him. But like, this is also an ongoing series, and it's not the Horus Heresy where it's just like, well, this world that nobody knew about anyways is dead now, so who cares?
It to the point to wrap up this question, and then we'll move on. And how it affect my understanding of the story. In regards to the first one I mentioned with Gaheris, to be honest, it didn't really. And as far as I'm concerned, the only good Black Templar is a dead one. So they're all heretics anyway. So like, it doesn't matter. But I I don't know. Like I felt that was a bit of an undersell because usually I get affected, but this time around not so much. Did we find the author's writing style engaging? Why or why not?
He has this weird thing of like, so all these have like the 3 lines of the chapter.
Yeah.
The first heading is like his first sentence.
Uh huh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No. He.
Like the burning gardens. The gardens were burning. It's like, thanks. I didn't know that was gonna come up. You just said it immediately. Good to know where it's based at. Well, it's just fun
Because huh?
because he does it like every chapter.
Yeah, he does.
Where it's like the first line is basically within the first 2 sentences. It's 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 just funny. W
Marley was dead to begin with.
Huh?
Marley was dead to begin with.
Oh, yeah. It's
Stuff like that. Yeah.
but, I will say that I do think that this division of a part 1 to 2 to 3 felt better
It was. It was.
because
Yeah.
the first part division immediately introduces, Katla, um, which we had nothing before about it in any way whatsoever. So it shifts the dynamic entirely,
Yeah.
for a good couple of chapters, like 2 or 3 chapters before we get back to, like, "Hey, what's happening over there?" Now, are we just talking about what we would change, or are we just talking about the writing?
Nah, just whether or not you liked it or not.
Okay,
Was
yeah,
it
yeah.
was it engaging?
Oh, yeah, again, this is actually a well-written book.
Yeah.
Um,
So the prose were simple to comprehend. Though there were some words thrown in there that I'm concerned about for those that are not as well as versed in
well,
English as we are.
it's interesting in that Kingdom of Iron was a much simpler read,
Hmm.
but it wasn't as good.
Yes, and therein lies the difficulty of prose, as you know. So I feel like Mark Collins, he understands how to make it simple and therefore very comprehensible. But he had this issue where he would sprinkle in words that there is just no fucking way common people who are reading this, and I don't mean it as a derogative comment. It's
He
just
thinks that you can't read.
if you're going to write a word that is a little bit more, let's say, highbrow, and I use that very like rolling my eyes.
I mean, it's like 5th grade versus 3rd grade, sure.
Sure, yeah, no, I would argue that that word is definitely not a fifth grade word.
Alright, it's probably like 8th grade, I'll give it to you there.
Yeah, arguing over that? Not so much. It's just like most readers don't know those words. They don't know how to pronounce them. They don't know what they mean. And when you don't give context to the prose, it kind of falls flat. And there was a couple times that that happened in this novel, but I say that as if that's like the most egregious thing ever. It's literally just a couple times.
Yeah, but and then again, it I am not a person who knows every single word in existence. I read more words than I hear. I will look up a word if I don't know it,
Yeah.
and people are smart enough to do that.
Right. And it doesn't mean to,
I
I don't want to get the wrong impression. I'm not trying to undercut the viewership like you have said. It's just, it's not like that. I'm just more concerned that it would disassociate and disinterest certain people. Because I know of people who, like, the moment they run into a difficult word, it just stops them in their tracks and they don't read the rest.
I think that those people are illiterate, but sure.
No, they're not illiterate. It's just like sometimes people don't like complicated. That's why I prefer simple and clean prose. It's better when you write a novel to make it simple because, like, just like in the military, keep it simple, stupid.
I look, here's the thing. Okay. I'm looking at my bookcase. You know, Frankenstein's not Frankenstein if you dumb it down by using a thesaurus.
We're talking about a piece of literature was written in a time where people were highly more literate,
I mean, sure, but this author just
and prose was entirely different. They used words like sepulchre and
right, but
like
we're also talking about a series of books for a setting which just makes up words.
true.
So if a person doesn't understand the word, they just as soon associate it with like, well, this is just a 40K word that I don't know.
I mean, that's entirely possible. I mean, there takes all kinds, you know? It's
'Cause
just
how many times have we read a 40K and we're like, "What in the actual what is this stupid word?"
I mean, those stupid words, I mean, I'm trying to remember if there's ever a time I saw a word in one of these novels that was not a word. Because a lot of these words, they you think they're not a word, but they are in fact a word. It's
I
just they've
mean,
not used enough.
they're like ordinatus. It's
Well,
a that
that's it. Well, that's not a
that's
word.
a conglomeration of Pig Latin, more or less.
Correct. That's not a
Well,
word.
that's what I'm saying.
Well, okay, but like I'm talking about like real world
I'm not
words.
denying that, but what I'm saying is that when a person comes across that in these books, they probably just as easily be like, "This is probably just some weird 40K term," which I have looked up 40K terms to be like, "What is this 40K term?"
Okay, so my driving point was is
But
that
yeah,
keep it simple.
I'm sure, I guess. I would personally, if a book is too simple, it doesn't mean it's not worth reading. But like, I've got Bears of Blue River over there.
Yeah.
We live in a place that requires us to have read that novel. So
Yes.
we know what we're talking about. That's a really simple read.
Yes.
Um,
I will always be on that side of the fence that believes that a good novel or any piece of literature for that matter, if it's simple and it's clean, it'll win the day every time. There has never been a novel that I have read that espoused to that logic that's been fucking awful. Because, like, simple and clean makes it so anybody can read it, and the goal of any good author is to write something that anybody can pick up and enjoy. So if you fail to do that, then you're kind of countermanding your effort. That's just my opinion. I know it's a very, very niche and eclectic opinion, but that's how I feel about it. Even so, I do believe that this guy wrote an amazing book,
yeah.
and it was well written, and it should be noted. It's just there were a couple times where I was concerned that it would have been a stoppage for some people.
I'm not gonna say this dude's on par with Abnett, but
No,
this
he's
this
not.
just reads about the same level of prose as Abnett.
Yeah.
So if Collins has this, then Abnett sure does because he writes about the same level of technicality.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So moving on, what did you learn from this book that you didn't know before?
I mean, like again, we're too versed in this lore to.
I learned something.
I mean, there was a 7 planet chain in the setting called like, come on. Nothing spectacular.
No, I mean, it
But
can be something as simple as like a fact that you already knew and they explored it more. Like that is,
the fact that they acknowledged Sharida's bathhouse scenes is hilarious.
yes. For my part, it was the penitent engines and how much they fucking suck.
Oh, I've always
I've known too. I knew about the entire process from reading codexes, but Mark
that was a good chapter.
Mark Collins made that shit personal, and I will never forgive him for that mental
It was
damage.
solid. Um, like that was an interesting perspective of a chapter. You could certainly turn that into a short story.
Yeah, that sucked. Like it was painful to listen to. It was painful to read the first time around.
Yeah, that's why, you remember in Arc 4 when, they sent back the first champion to the
Mhm.
Truth Seekers, and it was basically in a pain engine coffin
Yeah,
while he was also actively being poisoned.
yeah,
Yeah, basically that.
yeah.
He was proving a point.
Oh god, it sucks. Like, kill me now. Like, for real.
Well, yeah, that's the point of a pain engine.
I get yeah, no, penitent engines, they serve a very, very, very succinct purpose, and they fucking suck. Moving on. Given 40K has an extensive RPG collection, what would you pull from this novel for a game? Now, I am genuinely curious about this answer from you.
Okay, so this, one, we're not going into space with this game. This is an only war game,
Mhm.
okay?
Mhm.
So this game is it is a short number of sessions. Can't be long.
Yeah.
Because this is a slog. This is one of those you're all probably going to die by the end. One of you might live. But I'm not going to tell you that we're all going to technically lose and come back in like one final fight as warp ghosts, but whatever. Um, we start out with what amounts to like the city and the bounds outside of it is like, all right, here's your resources. maybe 2 sessions, you don't have these resources anymore. 2 more sessions, you don't have these resources anymore. 2 more sessions, walls are broken in, city fighting. 2 more sessions, all right, you've been pushed back and back and back and back until like the final session is just like, how are we supposed to win? It's like, oh, you're not. You're all here to die. That's just that's what this.
I'm laughing because we thought of the same fucking thing.
Well, I mean, it's just
Oh,
it's just like you can't not be like, yeah, this is the slog. This is the story where you. If if I had gone through with my initial idea for arc 1 and 2, just like, yeah, we're just gonna blow it, we're just gonna kill Telderon. And basically it would have been this of just like, "Okay, all right, you don't have this anymore.
yeah.
Okay, you don't have this anymore. You don't have this anymore. Like, oh, you're at the main city now. This is it. It's like, yeah, you're you're all basically here to die. This is where the story ends. You just died. And the planet's destroyed and everything sucks and goodbye.
Great minds. That's all I got to say because, like, I only war, the defense of the planet, taking resources away, everything bit for bit. Like, God, so we got it. We're on the same page. He said my answer. I'm not going to bother trying to, like, even like compound on that, you know? It's good stuff. Definitely going to be using it at some point in the future. Problem is you have to have the right audience for it. And we do not have the right
You're not
audience.
getting it off at Dart Table. I know that.
I know that for a fact because every single one of them would pitch a fit.
I mean, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't because you understand the setting. You
To
understand,
be
like,
fair, when I when you came to me and to join the Radical Game, you're like, please don't kill this planet. So I don't know if I was here or we're not in the right mind space.
I have a special place in my heart for
I think
Felderon.
it's literally one of your phylacteries.
Yeah, it might very well be.
It's good
Um,
that I killed it in an alternate timeline. It means you're weak.
for now.
Anyways, yeah, I mean, it's such a good idea to be like, yeah, this is the slog. And there's always like this thing in the back of your head where you're like, because there's scenes of like, well, do we send the Titans out? I mean, I guess that might work. They could die though. It's like, yeah, but they're Titans. What's going to kill a Titan? A demon Titan,
Yeah, other Titan.
another Titan, but a demon one. It's like crap. Now they got kaiju. It's like, well, maybe we can at least take out the kaiju. All right.
Yeah.
Um, it's just like these things. It's like, well, okay, yeah, but your space marines are leaving. It's like, what do you mean our space marines are leaving?
No, 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 no.
But I'm playing a space marine. It's like, you don't have to leave.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the rest of them are leaving because they are. It's like, so you can go with them, and that's fine. Like, there'd be these points. It's like, well, you could leave.
Yeah.
Nothing's stopping you from leaving, but they're leaving regardless. You can't convince them to stay.
Yeah.
So, like, there's so many good points of like,
God.
maybe we don't have this anymore. It's like, well, you don't. Like, that's it. That's the story that we're at. You don't have this anymore.
I would love to experience that at least
It'd be
once.
a fun game.
But the question becomes, who's going to tell that story on the side of the storyteller? Would it be you? Would it be me? Who would be best served to tell that story?
I would sooner do it than anything myself, honestly. I don't mind playing in a story like that, but I don't think well, one, again, we can't do it at our table. I
Our
just don't.
table. Okay, so for the viewership, the reason why that we know for a fact that we could never do it is because our players don't like that side of the grimdark of the setting.
Well,
They're more grim hope, is what they are. They like big damn hero
it's
stuff,
not even
and
necessarily the setting. It's just the kind of stories that we like to tell.
yeah, we don't. And there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of our friends they come into those TTRPGs to have a good time and to not feel like pieces of
This would
shit.
not be a fun time. This would be a desperate struggle. Like this, you'd sooner have like, you could have the same experience playing a board game that's just as hard
Yeah.
as you are playing a role playing game for.
Well, it's just, there's also the issue of like we have had experiences in the past where people have just cracked under that pressure. They do not like it. It wouldn't work for our table, but maybe it would work for somebody else's table. Maybe, take that, spin it, make it your own thing. It could be fun. Tell me about it in the comments. I would love to hear it, like a story like that, personally, but let's move on. What scene would you like to see animated?
I had so throughout this, I got like three separate ones.
Yeah.
Um, let's see here. Okay, so the first note that I have, and then I have multiple notes later. This is literally the first one. Um, the sisters are in the catacombs, and the zombies are starting up before they reach the canal and fight this weird flesh.
Yeah.
That's the first one. Like short, sweet, weird, creepy kind of vibe thing. Um, the next one, they capture the colonel that deserted, but it's like from the colonel's perspective. You know, he's
Yeah,
screaming
yeah.
and there's like a beggar and stuff, and they just like break open the door. And he like the moment that he wakes back up and he gets taken away to the penitent thing. The issue is that like with the colonel thing, you could do this whole like short, actual, full animation.
Yeah.
Here's what happened. He's a colonel, and then he sees some dude and realizes the futility of the universe they live in, and then it just goes downhill from there.
Good stuff.
The next one, the Titan battle with Demon Titans, that just sounds cool.
Yeah.
Titans are always 12,000%, and this is a measurable mathematic quantity, 12,000% cooler than knights. Um, they just are.
They just are.
They just,
Knights are cool. Titans are cooler.
eh.
I understand the need of the knight. But
Yeah, because Battletech exists.
screening. It's for screening tactics on a tactical acumen level of like.
Oh, I'm just talking about the fact that they physically exist in our reality. Yeah, it's BattleTech. That's the answer.
I feel like BattleTech would be the Tau Crisis suits.
No, those are closer to it is a thing in BattleTech called that the clans use.
Hmm.
That are like these hyper power suits, but they're not as big as Battle.
I'll be honest with you. I don't know enough about BattleTech to have
I,
like a
I
strong.
only know a lot about BattleTech because I watch AP Gaming Reel. Shout out to AP Gaming Reel.
Good. Hey,
Who has like the longest, arguably most popular RPG series about BattleTech.
I'll have to look into it.
And he does actively say like, "Hey, I love BattleTech, but I don't like the producers because they're like into Civil War stuff and not the right side of Civil War stuff." And that's fine. That's weird. Uh,
That is.
there's some stuff in there
That's.
that you have to acknowledge as like this is problematic, so I'm going to change it.
Uh, us Northerners, and our sensibilities. Apparently, those damn Yankees.
But either way, time battles are cool. And then the third one is when the rogue trader is on the ship and they like wake up some weird virus. Like it's
Oh yeah, the chase scene.
well, it's so back when they initially did Kill Team Rogue Trader,
Yeah.
they had an animation that looked like Borderlands more or less, which I still think is a fantastic animation style, and they really should have kept that for like something which I hate Warhammer Plus. I've said it before and I'll say it 50 more times. I just like what it did to the fan community animations. It just wiped them out more or less. But they could have kept that animation style for something on Warhammer Plus because it was cool. It kind of gave you a Borderlands vibe.
Hmm.
But Gellerpox, that's Gellerpox.
Yeah.
Um, which it was cool, but anything that reminds me of the 1999 classic terrible movie Virus is a plus in my
Hmm.
book.
So, I had a couple. I had the Titan battle because I thought that was
Oh,
really
sorry.
cool.
And Quintieri honorary mention. Destroyer's Path essay. I mean, come on,
Oh yeah,
come on.
yeah. It's a spring
I mean,
episode. We gotta have it. It's tasteful.
it's tasteful.
It's tasteful.
Just
Res-
for the memes.
respect.
It's fun.
Yeah. No,
Everybody would be clearing and be like, "Well, yeah, but we literally don't show anything. That's the point.
that's not the point.
Nothing.
No, that's not the
Nothing
point.
is shown. It's just funny that it exists."
Yeah. Respect. I like that. I had two. First one was the Titan battle. I like that. Big, big goddamn kaiju battle.
Come on.
Come on. Good stuff. And the other was like the end of the fight on Velua.
Oh,
Like the canoness going through her like fever like
funny.
thing, and then that shit just going grimdark and just like seeing it all in the ascension and like everything. Like I love that. I would have loved to have seen that animated. That would have been a good experience, I think. But that's for that question. And at last, we come to our last question before we do our wrap up stuff we do with our Grimdark scale. So, what would you add or remove from this book if given the option?
Remove. This is legitimately a harder question.
Mm-hmm.
Um, as usual, I don't care for naval battles.
Yeah.
Which there honestly, the naval battle wasn't even much of a naval battle. So that's probably helped it in
I was about to
my
say that was a
it
pretty
really it
tame
was
naval
very tame.
battle.
There wasn't a lot of exchange, which was good for me. Um, I probably would have cut out the middling part of that where they're just like, "What do we do? We're just gonna stand around and talk for a bit." It's like, guys, I get it. You have to figure it out, but like, chop chop. We gotta go. Um, it should have just been like the moment that the Black Templars showed up, the Pilgrim was like, "Oh, we gotta go. We gotta go now. We can't let them just sit around." Um, there there's not a lot of fat to cut out of this,
Yeah.
honestly. If I would have added more, I would have added more about the cultist side because we don't get a lot of them. We get some of it. I'm not saying that we don't. It would have been nice to get a bit more, just to understand a bit more of like where it's coming from.
Mhm.
Because then once the Legion shows up, it's all Legion, basically. Except for Warren being like, I have no idea what we just unleashed on this world, but it is hell and death.
Yeah.
Um, which is fine. But like I would have liked a little bit more about the cultists. Um yeah, there's just not I don't mind a lot in this.
It's very good.
Yes.
Uh I can't think of a damn thing other than replacing the Black Templars with some other chapter.
Yeah, but you don't get a lot of other chapters that do like pure Emperor Vision thing.
Yeah, I mean, I get why they were there. It's just, please, no more of Dorn's boys.
Well, they've mentioned in the glossary that they're so important. It's on the Sancticide. Like, go.
Yeah, but like all these chapters that belong to Dorn kind of suck, except for like the Crimson Fists.
That's
Oh, fuck you. They're not lame. They're cool.
so lame. They're just they're we'll be blue and red. It's like, what does that have to do with Dorn?
Fisting.
Sure.
Listen, man, if you're asking me, do I think any of Dorn's boys are cool? The answer is a unilateral fuck no. But if I have to pick and choose which one I want to tolerate the most, it will be the Crimson Fists.
Yes. The least Imperial fisty fists.
Yeah, that's why they're fucking cool. Because the Imperial Fist fucking suck.
Like the Crimson Fists are just ultramarine wannabes.
They do their job well.
Oh.
Problem is they're dullards, every single one of them.
um yeah, I can understand where you're coming from in the sense of like Black Templars are tired. Yeah. I would have probably replaced the order. I feel like that might have been interesting. But like people don't write those orders differently. Like I brought up you'd have to have a chapter that's like that does Emperor Vision stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know, what are the Lamenters up to?
They, at this point, are either in the process of refounding, because like I actually know the lore on the Lamenters on account of being a Blood Angel simp. Um, so the Lamenters at this time are being reconstructed through the Torchbearer fleets. One of their members got found, and then they had backup gene seed, and they're being replenished at this time. So the Lamenters will not have like a really big role for at least like a century, or maybe less. If because of the way the Primaris works, is it's probably going to be closer to like 20 or 30 years.
Yeah, that's fine. Um, I don't know. There's some other chapter I'm sure that does faith, but it's the quick choices Order of our Martyr Ladies and Black Templars. It's just the fact.
It's a staple. True. It's hard to argue with thing that that works. We come now to the Grimdark scale. What is thine verdict, Decurio Chamlan?
I will say that overall, this has been the most grimdark novel in this entire series. Um, it didn't end as grimdark as it could have, but it's been more grimdark than anything else we've gotten so far. More than any chaos scenes, more than any desperate fights, more than any heroic sacrifices, especially the 12 that we got in the first novel.
Yeah.
Um, because well, as a side point, their heroic sacrifices are never stipulated as heroic sacrifices. It's just like this is just the next person that dies. They don't even view it as a sacrifice, which is why it's good. Because I mean, like the whole breaking of the bowl thing, just like they didn't see it as a sacrifice. You just saw it as the next thing
Yeah.
that was necessary to happen. There's never any argument. There's never any acknowledgement of like, oh, your sacrifice shall be remembered and honored. It's like, no, it's like, this is what we need to do. And this is what we got to do. So do it. It's like, all right,
Yeah.
fine. Sorry. Side point aside.
It was a good point. It was a good point.
I would not say it's an 8, but I would certainly say it's like a 7, 7.5
Yeah.
on the grimdark scale. Because like we're talking like the tail end of a grimdark scale is Dead Men Walking.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like, in order to get high marks, it has to be so grim dark that it makes you sick in your stomach.
if it had ended differently, if it hadn't gotten purged in golden lights, if there hadn't been an ascension, if she had just died believing that what she was doing was right, and we didn't know that there was like an emperor ordained award, if she had just had her fever dream and just come to understand what she lost and accept what she lost when she lost 10 and she was just like, well, it doesn't matter because I have faith and I'll go out swinging, and if I see her again, I'll see her again.
Yeah.
um if the planet had just died, um if it wasn't like, oh, now bring pilgrims and use your faith to hold open this gate, it's just like, no, the planet died. Chaos didn't get it, but the planet died.
Yeah.
And everybody lost. Go home. They found a warp gate, great, but the golden chain has been broken. You don't get anything. Good day, sir.
Sir,
You lost.
lost.
Goodbye.
Bye.
But for that would have been a solid like 8, 8.5, because like you have to be depressed.
Yeah, no, if you're gonna get a 9 out of me, it's gotta be like Dead
Like,
Man Walking levels of
you
fucking
gotta
depressing.
put it down and be like, okay, I'm gonna go to sleep.
And then have like
And then I'll see
visceral fucking
and
nightmares.
then I'll see if I decide to wake up in a better mood tomorrow.
My God, you now, yeah, you got it. This novel could have been so much darker.
Well, and this here's the thing, it's still the highest that we've rated it, and I've rated any of these. I
Yeah,
know for a fact. Because I think the next highest was only like a 5 or a 6,
I don't think you've peaked past 6.
something like that.
Yeah, my 2 cents. I'm gonna have to give it a solid 7.
Yeah.
7 out of 10 is a fair grimdark rank for me personally because of all the things that you've already said. Frankly,
I think the decrepitude of the Plague Marines on the
yeah,
planet, like, crank it up just that half scale of
it's
just like, what even are you?
so we are the living
It's like
embodiment of entropy.
right, it's like you're like Dr. Phosphorus? You just walk around and you're the death of radiation? Like, what are you, dude? Like, you know what? That's actually fair. If we wrap back around to a new understanding of the setting, I've never even countenanced a radiation marine for Nurgle. Never even thought about it.
Yeah,
Like, that's pretty I don't think I've ever even heard about that. Like, there's radiation guns.
yeah,
Like, I've never heard of like, oh yeah, this marine is just like a walking nuclear engine.
yeah. You are slowly dying when you're around him.
Right. Yeah. I was like, oh, that's that's brilliant. And how like simple it is in terms of like, yeah, he's that's Nurgle in a nutshell. It's radiation, it's the slow death, it's the mutation, it's the rebirth. Like, oh, that's brilliant.
Huh.
I forgot about him until just now, and I was like, well, yeah, but that's why I cranked up the habit of like, what are you people? Like, this is a whole squad of unique plague marines that aren't just like, we're mumbling in our voice because we've got so much viruses in us and we like it.
Yeah,
It's like, no, 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 no. Here's what being a plague marine is at the cap end of the stone.
they did a very good. He did a very good job. Um, any final notes before we wrap it up?
Let's see here. I think I have something. Uh, so that it was annoying where they made a point of saying that Chaos was losing the crusade, but they are not showing it. This is from the glossary.
Mhm.
Or I think as somewhere at some point, I think somebody mentions it. It's like, no, like, are they? Because it doesn't feel like they are.
We are not being shown a lot of victory
Yeah.
here. We are being shown Pyrrhic victory.
Also, if all you have to do is to corrupt the world is kill 77 people who are sick, then man, that is a good deal. That
Good
is
deal.
a cheap deal.
No, no, you take that deal, I'll take that deal, you take that deal.
77 sick
That's a
people
good deal.
and kill them if we blow up a planet? Alright, sounds good to me.
Yeah.
That was funny. It's just like, this is how it's frustrating sometimes how simple it is for chaos to be able to do what it does. But then you get to those parts like, "We're gonna summon the demon kaiju." It's like, "Alright, we've there's a step of escalation here." Like, "Find 77 sick people. Bring the demon kaiju." There's a
That's a good deal.
I mean, like, it's like, "Oh, yeah, let me bring my plague sorcerer and give me, like, 7 psychers, and I'll bring you 2 demon kaiju." It's like, this is a separate
Parquet?
like, uh, let's
Ah,
see
goodness.
here. I liked the description of the Catan entity. I mean, it's a Catan, or it's the Silent King, but I'm pretty sure it's a Catan that can pop that Mechanicus dude. I assume as much. It's Necrontyr regardless, but it read to me like Catan more than like a shard.
Yeah.
Um, that was cool because this is like, okay. I am famously on record multiple times noting that I don't like what Matt Ward did to the Necrons. I mean, people like it, whatever. I already like Tomb Kings. I don't need more of them. That's my personal. It's my personal opinion on the matter.
I I'm merely smiling because, like, I enjoy the rapport.
Yeah, that's fine. Um, but I do like the way this I'm assuming it is at the bare minimum a shard.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a few shards stuck together. I don't know. It'll probably come up later, like or not.
I don't recall. I'll have to come
Well, I
back to you on
assume
that
that
one.
since the last one is about the Silent King, it might come up.
It might.
But
I genuinely don't remember.
I liked the way that that it was written in the sense of like, sure, there's chaos and there's heretics and there's Zenus, like, and then there's this. Then there's this thing that you don't get to fathom. Like even 40K has limits of like, we're beyond fathoming this. The warp things that can fathom this kind of stuff. It can't. Like Chaos Gods, you can understand this. You can't understand whatever popped that Mechanicus dude's head. Because you're not meant to. It's not for you to understand. Blah, blah, blah. Now I mentioned that too. Yeah, no, that was it.
Okie dokie. Yeah, I don't have anything to add. Like this was a good read. That was a
Yeah.
good read.
Now I'm ready to be disappointed in the next one.
Maybe, I don't know. It's hard to read with you. Like, and by next one we mean the next one in the Dawn of Fire series, I
No.
presume. Are we talking?
Well, I mean, technically, yes, I was thinking that, but we are not reading that next.
No,
A
we
Sea of
will.
Souls, if Tenebris shows up, I'm just gonna be sad. I think it's all about Tenebris, if the cover's anything to go by.
Well, that will be all from us today. If you liked our review, please consider leaving a like and a comment. Comments especially, as they help feed the algorithm. What?
You gotta tell them we're reading
Yeah, I will. I'm reading the thing.
this. Sorry.
This fucking guy.
Part 2.
Yeah. Comments especially, as they help feed the algorithm and get our content out there more easily. I don't make the rules with this system. Please, if you liked it, give me a like, but write something. I guess like, my favorite color is blue. I don't care. Just something, please. Join us next time as we take a break from the Dawn of Fire series to review Celestine the Living Saint by Andy Clark with a special guest. Stay tuned in my socials specifically to find out who will be joining us. Thanks again for listening, and we will see you all in the next one. Bye.